Our last situation of the day, AITA for calling my girlfriend Big Chungus. Are you familiar with the term Big Chungus?
I know
Keith?
it's not good.
Is that a term?
You've never heard Big Chungus either?
Do people say this for real?
It's a meme, Big Chungus.
I guess it has to do with weight, right?
Yeah, well, the meme that I've seen is they make it look like a video game with a really fat Bugs Bunny, and it's called Big Chungus 2. And it's just
wow.
And it was really funny because some guy on Reddit like made it look like a real game and then gave it to his brother who wanted like Call of Duty or whatever, and he was like an angsty teenager.
And he was like, "Am I the asshole?"
Yeah.
Wait, really?
No. I felt like an asshole explaining a meme to you guys, but
No, this is great. I thought I spent too much time on the internet, but now there's corners I have not charted, so it's great.
And it's very clear. I can picture Big Chungus Bugs Bunny.
My girlfriend is a very thin woman. 5'4", 110 pounds.
110 pounds. Let me do a little math.
Yeah, let's get the BMI
She's like-
on that.
6.1. Yeah, okay, she's all right.
That checks out with Keith. She routinely fishes for compliments by calling herself fat or even obese.
Okay.
The first time she did this, I was very concerned because she's clearly not overweight. So I would reassure her that she's very thin and this is all just low self-esteem issues. Mm-hmm. No matter how much reassurance I give, she consistently refers to herself as fat. She doesn't have an eating disorder either. It feels like she just does this to get attention and compliments. I'm more than happy to compliment her, but she could just ask. I finally reached...
Hold on. That's funny. Okay, continue. She could just ask for a compliment. Sarah, can I have one?
I love that color of your shirt.
Thank you.
I finally reached the tipping point when she referred to herself as quote unquote hugely fat in front of my mother.
I knew someone else was involved. I knew it. It was around somebody else.
Who actually is overweight. His mom is. My mom didn't appear offended, but it was clearly in poor taste. To lighten the mood, I turned to my girlfriend and said, "Okay, Big Chungus." And everyone laughed, including our waiter.
Well, the waiter enjoyed that joke.
He's seen the meme. He's seen the
I was going to say the waiter's seen the meme, but I haven't.
Right. He's like, fun fact, I actually made a video game for my brother. It did well. Okay, get us our food, all right? I finally reached the tipping point when... Oh, did I already say this? Sorry. Anyway, after that, it seemed like playfully calling her Big Chungus or Mega Chonk or Oh Lord, she coming was the answer to this issue.
Is he saying all three?
Yeah, those are all related. Those are sort of the constellation of memes.
Right, but did he only say one of them?
I think he regularly uses them.
Okay.
Was the answer to this issue, him saying the terms.
Right.
When I reassure her, she persisted in calling herself fat. But when I call her, quote unquote, Miss Supreme Hefty Chunk, Her Majesty Big Chungus.
Okay.
I hate this guy.
Just an example, but many similar names to that.
Sure.
She realizes she's not getting compliments and stops complaining for a while. However, one of her friends just emailed telling me that I'm emotionally tormenting my girlfriend and ruining her self-esteem. Am I really? I reassured her for months before I lost my nerve, and it doesn't feel right to encourage fishing for compliments. Yay.
This sounds like such a bad meme.
Did he write the friend back? By the way, so this isn't the friend's place, unless the whole relationship's goofy and the girl said, hey, friend, could you get involved? In which case, as a friend, I'd go, no. But
yeah, but if your friend was like constantly complaining to you, like, oh, my boyfriend called me fat, my boyfriend did this and that, I don't know, maybe you would.
Just tell her in person. Tell him in person then. Hey, it's bumming her out when you go Chungus. That email. What are you doing in email, you fake lazy fuck?
Big Chungus. I mean, I have done this with my girlfriend, and it had
Big
it had to
Chungus.
So you wrote this?
No, not call her Big Chungus. She doesn't actually mess with the Big Chungus meme, but like for a while she would call herself fat, right? And it was the same thing, you know, not that she's 5'4", 110, which is like tiny. That's like
it's very small,
blown away. And then so then I started making lots of fat jokes because I was kind of making fun of her making fat jokes.
Right.
Wow.
And then like I would always say like, oh, you brought your sister, you know, just stuff like that.
So what, like a hippo
What does that
at
mean?
the zoo?
Like when it's just her. Like she would just walk over and I'd be like, oh, who's the twin or whatever. Just stupid.
Do you shake water like it's Jurassic Park?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
God.
But then that actually got to a point where she was like, no, I really am insecure.
Right.
So like, don't do that. That's actually hurting my feelings now, even though the intent was to make fun of her for doing this. Which I feel
Why is that the intent?
Well, it's exactly
like, oh, you're insecure about something, so now I'm going to purposely make fun of you about that exact thing?
because it's ridiculous. That's the idea.
that's so fucked up. Like most insecurities are at their core ridiculous.
That's juicy.
I know a guy that he doesn't know how to get out of an awkward situation. He keeps trying to make jokes about it. And he made some weird rape joke at a table of 4 people. I happen to know that woman was raped. And so she tries to let it go, and he can feel the awkwardness. So he just keeps going.
He doubles down.
And it goes all night long. And when maybe they'll pass each other, it's like, I'm not going to rape you. I'm like, maybe that joke made it okay. You know, that's what it sounds like this guy's kind of doing. I didn't understand when she got really fed up. Was it sitting with the mom? Or was that just a for instance?
She isn't fed up.
I think that was the point, when the boyfriend was like, I got to say something.
Yeah, you can't be making fun of
Here's what I think, too. Like, I think you guys think that, like, fat, at least, like, to me as a woman, is not, like, an absolute term. It can be relative compared to my own self. So, like, if I feel...
pH fat.
Yeah. But no, not really. But like if I feel fat one day, it's not like I know logically that I'm not overweight, but it's like I feel bloated and bad and like bigger than I used to.
Sure.
So it's like then if you turn around and then also call someone fat, you're not going to make them feel better or like realize that they're being ridiculous. You just got to like gray rock them and ignore it.
All right, let's break this down a little bit.
My girlfriend comes over and she'll say sometimes like, oh, just a warning, I look like dog shit. When she comes in, I don't go, whoa, is this the dog park? Is this a bathroom at a restaurant? Where's there dog shit? Dog shit's walking. It's a miracle.
So he claims, kind of the big tipping point, as he describes it, is she calls herself hugely fat in front of the mom, who is overweight. And his mom wasn't offended, but he says that's in poor taste. So is that in poor taste?
I mean, yeah, you do. You should read the room, but like this sounds like it's such an ingrained habit that she didn't really mean to do it.
But how are you making it better calling everybody fat now?
You mean by saying Big Chungus?
Yeah, you're calling her fat, so then your mom's only fatter. Your mom's Big Chungus too, if I may.
Right.
So you're not doing any good. And if you're really offended, then you say it at home and you go, hey, I'd rather you didn't say the fat thing around my mom. Maybe I'm making it up, but it's fucking weird to me. It's that simple. You don't try to one up and try to. You're trying to embarrass somebody. It's the same thing with that the woman with the elves. The asshole's the person that's trying to embarrass them.
Is the same thing as mocking the dad joker.
Kind of, yeah. Same court of law.
So that's an interesting point though. So the whole like I'm fat thing, it's a relative term.
I mean, I think it can be, at least like when I think that way. Like I know logically my BMI is in a normal range and whatever, but it doesn't help the fact that I feel this way right now.
Right.
Like it's not cute when you're sitting down on an airplane and the boyfriend says, can you fit in that?
Yeah.
That's not like cute little humor.
I know, right? Weird that wouldn't make me feel better about my body.
I should have got 2 seats. Should have got 2 planes. All right.
Can I sit in this row too somehow?
Mallow Flies, another account of yours.
Yes.
NTA, and I'm a woman. She has a serious lack of humor, and I would be worried about that. Of course, you need to speak to her with empathy and try to understand why she is behaving like that. It might be useful for her to see a professional, though. Yeah, what about her constant need for these compliments? Isn't that a little much, or is that just being a woman?
Well, nobody's talking to each other.
Oh my God.
He could just start saying, I ignored it. I assume you do that.
Well, no, I mean, there's something there, right? I mean, my girlfriend asks for compliments sometimes. She'll literally be like, give me a compliment. And I do, because that's it. What am I supposed to do?
What do you say? Like what?
I'll be like, you look beautiful. She's like, no, you have to mean it. And then I have to like really work it up. I have to give like 4 that get rejected until finally it's like, that dress highlights your figure. She's like, okay, yeah, okay, I'll buy that.
That works. We need like a compliment generator, like in an app.
Yeah. Oh no, we are,
Yeah, it depends if this is this guy really bothered by it. And if he's bothered by it, then he has to say. You don't keep the sarcasm going and expect you're going to get somewhere.
Right.
You say, hey, it's getting on my nerves, the fat thing, especially around other people. And I am sensitive about my fat mom. She's a big old pig hippo. And you bringing up being fat only assumes that she's a Jabba the Hutt. And I had to deal with that my whole life. So maybe during dinner, of all things, where we only get fatter, you don't bring up who's fat.
I also think just remarking about your appearance, like that for me, that's venting. I'm not like looking for compliments necessarily because it's not going to make you feel better. It's corny, but it's got to come from within. So like maybe he thinks that she is fishing for compliments when really she's just trying to vent.
Yeah, I think that's an aspect, but like I don't know that there's anything wrong with fishing for compliments, and I don't mean to gender it too much, but I think there's a reason women are insecure about their
because
looks.
Society places all our value on our looks.
Bingo.
Thank you.
So it's like our fault, I'm not saying it's like women are just like, we need compliments, it's for a reason.
Yeah, my girlfriend says, "Oh, I look like dog shit today." I go, "Baby, I don't even take it in. I know you're inside. I don't give a shit.
I don't even notice.
New hairstyle? How would I know?"
I would feed dog shit to our teenage children, babe. I love it. Giordano_Golds writes, NTA, she's fishing for compliments and she's not catching anything. Just authentically let her know she's beautiful on a regular basis. Why go for the Big Chungus, Sarah?
This is the thing. I actually don't think it's up to a point. It's not this guy's responsibility to reassure his girlfriend, and he should say, like, "Hey, why are you making these comments? Try to get to the root of the issue," and then just like you have to ignore it.
I don't know if I buy that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
I have friends who do this shit like all the time, and it comes to a point where it's like, if you're gonna complain about your weight all the time and like looking a certain way, and you're not gonna do anything about it, like I'm not gonna sit here and coddle you for the rest of eternity. I'm just gonna be like, "Yeah, sorry you feel that way," and move on.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. The person who's like, I hate this, I hate that, and they do nothing to change it. That's a thing. But like, I think part of being in a relationship is that you reassure the other person about whatever it is. And this is sort of a big one, how you look. I mean, it's one of the biggest.
I think there's like a deeper issue. So if you are in the relationship, you should try to figure out what's going on there instead of trying to put a Band-Aid over it with the compliment.
I mean, do you think this is a deeper issue? I feel like every
she's
relationship
clearly like
has
so
this issue.
insecure. If you're talking about it all the time and you're clearly that comically not fat,
right?
Then there's like some deeper insecurity, and you got to figure it out.
My girlfriend says something serious, and I go, "Racist frog." I just bring up a meme, I just shout. No, you
like,
deal
what
with
are you
shit.
talking about?
Of course, that'd be ridiculous.
Pepe the Frog?
Yeah.
Bro, you need to update your memes, man. Pepe's out.
Well, I don't know about
Have you heard of Big Chungus? It's the new meme.
Big Chungus 2, video game.
Yeah, Big Chungus 2 is the new sign of the alt-right.
No, I use words instead.
Big Chungus. So the OP is Big Chungus Throwaway 2. So apparently there's already been a Big Chungus Throwaway.
Wow.
Which we gotta look up. I mean, I'm going to. He writes, I do, but the more I give into the fishing, the more frequent it gets. Calling her Big Chungus appears to mitigate the issue.
Yeah, because you're like embarrassing her into silence.
I go Big Chungus, and then I jerk off in the shower, and everybody's happy.
Animal Lover 38 writes, I want to say NTA too, simply because of all the BS I had to put up with in high school. Every girl in our friend group always complained about their weight, but they were all under 120. I would constantly reassure them that they were beautiful and I'd kill for their body. 5'160". They didn't stop. That was the OP's body. Right. They didn't stop until it became too much for me and I broke down crying, because if they called themselves ugly slobs at 5'5", 110, then how do you think I would feel? They realized what they were doing and stopped complaining. Friendship got better after that.
Yeah, she was trying to. He was defending his mom, and he was trying to hurt her. So that's what he was trying to do. To the love of your life, you're trying to hurt. So you are the asshole. You take that at home and you say it in private. And if you have a relationship where she's wrong and you feel you have to keep doing that, then you're in a stupid fucking relationship. He's the asshole. It was in public.
Yeah, I also think he's the asshole. He's not really going about this correctly.
Yeah, I mean, I've learned in life, I honestly try not to even tell a girl she looks good. I try to say your outfit is nice or your hair is nice. I don't know why. I just feel like, because every time I go,
that's funny.
You look great today. What about yesterday? Okay. So you know what I mean? They always get you. You think it's a good, clean compliment. Nope, it's wrong.
I also hate public fights. And my ex, she's fucking my dad now, but but she wouldn't have a problem like having more than, a loud enough discussion about something. And I'm like, nah, this is turning into a fight and I don't want to. And that only made it worse. But I'm like, no, we're in public and I'm not doing this. So I guess keep that in mind when where I'm coming from with doing this in front of the mom. But there's no reason to do it in public. You're trying to embarrass her.
Fair enough. I will. I'll go with you guys that ultimately, even though saying Big Chungus, can I get you guys to maybe say it?
Big Chungus too. Arcade.
Yeah, we said it.
No, but you got to kind of say
Bunny.
it. No, you got to say it like Big Chungus. Like,
I will not
who's
do
the
that.
Big Chungus?
How can you tell? It's just a picture.
Mega Chunk. Oh Lord, she coming.
That's
Oh, wow. That sounds like the worst meme. Okay.
Yeah,
Actually, it might be a little racist now that I read it out loud. And
Great.
that's the show.
And call the frog.
No, we do. Yeah,
It might be kind of racist now that we. I did it out loud in my own voice that I made up.
I made it racist, so therefore it is. AITA for calling my girlfriend Big Chungus. We all agree. YTA. Well, that's the show. Unless you have anything else you want to impart, any wisdom stories, anything.
Who was more practical, me or Hemda?
I would say Hemda by a lot.
Yeah.
And guess who cries more? Hemda.
Really?
Yep.
Well,
what
what is the
means.
point you're trying to make? Like the graph between
Do you make her
practicality and
cry?
crying?
I'm not
What
a
is-
scientist. I'm just saying she can probably see both sides sometimes.
Right.
I can't.
Oh
Right.
yeah, she was really good at like getting to the heart of whatever the problem was. I'm
Right.
like, I should pay you for therapy.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm just putting people in jail and murder.
So the link again, keithandthegirl.com/dad.
Yes, you will see right now. It might sound overwhelming, but I think you'll get into it right away. About 7 hours of clips from these emails, and now we're doing what we call season 2 because apparently my dad can't get enough.
Oh my God. And there's no chance that he knows. And you
Nope, I check every so often through fake cat.
You
sorry?
what?
Through my fake ex, I check. Her name's
Oh.
Kat. I check every so often.
And what do you say as her to check?
Like, hey, what's going on with Keith? He hasn't talked to me lately because I thought he knew, and then he sends a long email that it's clear he doesn't know.
Wow. God, I can't wait. I'm going to get on the train and binge this.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. This is gonna be so exciting.
Well, yeah. So listen to Keith and the Girl.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
everything. Drop a line, and social media is all Keith and the Girl as well. But it's a free show. Subscribe. Blah blah blah.
great. Great.
That easy.
Well, that's the show, everybody. We'll see you next Monday morning.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for doing it.
Thank you, buddy.
All right. Bye-bye. I can't end the show.
Like you looking at me expectantly, I have nothing to say.
Happy birthday.